Hello, everyone. All right. So, I have some spare time. Thought I would post another karaoke practice dedicated to necromancy or necTech. Quite a quite a fast rhythm rhyme. Um, so, um, yeah, this whole idea of necromancy or resurrection, um, I feel is one of it's like a perspective that it's like um, probably the most important science of all, which is what exactly is in common folklore and culture known as the soul. Um, that's something that we don't have any science of, and I hope we eventually scratch some sort of surface of what is the soul. Um, I think that would really, really benefit pretty much everyone. And if we kind of just understood what that soul is, and a lot of scientists, I understand, kind of downplay even the existence of a soul. Um, we don't have any way to detect it with anything of this universe so far in our technology of mankind. However, we don't have any way to detect so many things like dark matter, dark energy. I don't think we can detect neutrinos. 10 trillion neutrinos from the sun pass through our bodies every single second. That's one fact I personally know. I'm not I'm not really um, in that field. Um, I just know there's a lot of things we can't detect. So just because we can't detect it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Um, it's kind of like that Linkin Park song, "One More Light." They had some lyric about, um, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Just because there's no scientific instrument that can detect it yet doesn't mean that there is no such thing as a soul. I think a soul is definitely um, somehow connected to free will, our memories, just consciousness itself. Um, and I hope there's a way to detect it. There's no guarantee that this universe allows a way to detect it. But yeah, anyway, that would be the beginning of necromancy in an actual science and technology of it. Um, if necromancy were as understood and easy to do as making billions of smartphones for people, just kind of as easy as using a smartphone. Um, there's all sorts of science fiction novels that could be written based off of that. That would pretty much mean everyone would be brought back if it were so easy. Um, yeah, I guess I'll try to concentrate on scientifically and technologically, cold hard truths of science. This universe is obviously um, oftentimes, probably most times, much more true than our feeble minds of doing math, arithmetic. Um, so yeah, this universe seems more real than our imaginations, and I've said this is kind of countering the school of thought of "I think, therefore I am" by Descartes. Um, this whole "I think, therefore I am" I mentioned uh, to a friend on a phone call that it's not even useful for daily life. You know, it's a truth we can definitely mostly agree on, but it's not even useful to, the daily rat race of capitalism and modernization. It's not even useful to kind of be like, oh, I think therefore I am. Oh, nothing else might even, this could all be the matrix. Um, but it's not useful. We all have to go and make a living, or most of us have to do that. And yeah, like who cares? I think therefore I am, cogito ergo sum. It's not even useful. Um, it's almost kind of narcissistic to be like, oh, I think therefore I am. Is there anything else that exists in the cosmos in general besides I and my thinking? Obviously, we're all mere mortals trying to go about our lives. So I guess the upshot of all this is that necromancy is just really, uh, it's kind of hinging on um, what is the soul, and somehow, this kind of what is actually the soul versus all our imaginations of it. What is actually the soul is probably going to be more real than just kind of our momentary imaginations of the soul being this, or our momentary imaginations of the soul being that. Um, it could be, wave particle duality, both a wave and a particle. It could be, fourth dimensional, fifth dimensional, seventh, 29th dimensional, or we all could all be in different dimensionals in our soul at different times. Um, but to kind of make this, like, how do we even scratch the surface of what is the soul? Um, I would think we would definitely need some sort of physical instrument. Even doing math, even Ramanujan or Gauss or anyone, Euler, doing math, have to kind of rely on the true bluer blue of this physical universe by, writing on a piece of paper or a chalkboard, or with Ramanujan um, just kind of playing with sand. Um, that's all relying on this universe here. And I bet even when those really greats try to do math, just kind of in their head without any kind of, help from this physical universe, you can't get too far, because just kind of, I guess when you write on a piece of paper, that thing is permanently there, and you don't have to try hard to remember it again. And even the effort of trying is like you're splitting your brain power into trying to remember it for sure, versus the next thing you're trying to scratch the surface of. So I guess that upshot is just still going to be like, somehow the way things exist physically may be much more true than any kind of, our mind imagining things and trying to scratch the surface of, the current, um, what's known in science. Um, and, oftentimes a lot of things are counterintuitive. Um, I think this universe, so many paradoxes that are so counterintuitive. What is intuition at all, except kind of, us growing up and just seeing how things work in this universe. Um, you know, I have had, uh, I've had kind of, um, yeah, in the past, I have said that this whole a priori philosophy kind of doesn't mean anything almost. How can you have, before your experience of this physical universe philosophy versus a posteriori philosophy, like after your experience? I mean, you only know language because you kind of grew up and um, like a lot of us know modern English. Um, and then to try to use modern English to kind of go back to before you were born and before any experience. I know it's possible, and we do it a lot. Like in a void, um, what does our soul or what does our mind try to what happens in the void of of nothing? No experience of this physical universe, no memories of our lives. It's like it's very to compare that to a posteriori philosophy. It just seems that there's so much more. Like a posteriori philosophy after watching the events of Halo, although it's fictional. Just a feeling of wow, that is just such a touching story and epic and heroic, blessed by Athena, courageous, bravery, like that. Those things oftentimes we value more than some sort of in a void, a priori, like whatever. I mean, it could be anything a priori, and just who cares? Um, at the end of the day, just cold hard truths. This physical universe, I definitely treat as the 4 inches of cold rolled steel versus anything in my mind. Like I don't have this perfect memory of 60 minutes documentaries. People who can remember the weather every day of their lives. Yeah, I think that's more useful. It just kind of then I think therefore I am. Just kind of realize how cold hard steel this entire um, 3-dimensional universe is. So yeah, based on all that, I just think that we may get there someday, where we can kind of understand the soul and have some sort of soul technology and science. Uh, that is going to be really important for the idea of bringing back a soul from the dead. And I don't have anything at this moment. I don't think anybody does. Uh, but one thing I've said about singing and karaoke practice a couple times is I never could sing until I was kind of in my mid to late 20s. And at first, I could sing Amazing Grace. That was like the first song I started to get in tune with. And the feeling of singing or karaoke practice is just kind of like I really have to, what I feel kind of viscerally and somatically, and just kind of, I feel that if I hold back something, a special something, I don't hit the notes as well. It's not as in tune. But then to kind of give the full force of my breath, or put my entire body into this karaoke practice, then the hit notes are hit. The volume is a lot higher, a lot louder. If I don't practice, though, I don't really hit the notes as well. So practice is important. But in my mid to late 20s, when I finally could sing or karaoke practice, it's it just had the feeling that I finally started putting my soul into this attempt to sing, and then I finally started hitting the notes more, and to me, it might work very well in what I'm trying to scratch the surface of. It seems like the soul is involved in singing. People can really feel the soul in so many songs. And I guess that's how I'm going about trying to kind of scientifically, technologically trying to get somewhere with what is the soul. All I have right now is this kind of singing karaoke practice and the soul. I think we will maybe make more progress than just no progress at all. But yeah, an omniscient God easily could make some sort of scientific, technological way we could measure the soul, scratch the surface of the soul, like in a physical way, and from there just kind of iteratively try to learn more about the soul, and if there's any way to bring back a soul from the dead, and even to measure where do souls go when our physical bodies die. I really hope we're gonna make some progress. All right, so for a karaoke practice, there's one sweet day. I'm gonna link a cover of that by Kel Bugoy and Daryl Ong featuring Katrina Velarde. It's my favorite cover of it to date. I need to warm up, but sorry I never told you all I wanted to say. Now it's too late to hold you, 'cause you've flown away, so far away. I need to practice the notes. Okay, I'll do some more practice and post another karaoke practice Um, yeah. Um, I like how that group started it, which I can at least know some of that beginning verse. Um, yeah, this song is so good. It just speaks to all love's lost to death, and what is more of a um, more touching true North Star science than trying to understand the soul and reunite love's lost to death. And the popular cultural belief or folklore is that our souls go to heaven when we die. The way heaven is just sort of everything, um, makes it a little bit not that good. In in my point about, if heaven is everything, then it's almost like platonic opposites. How do you know everything unless you know nothing? And if they're just all in this kind of everything or nothing binary, um, it's not as cold hard truth. And, you know, 4 inches of cold rolled steel, as we are all kind of in this epic story of the universe together. Um, just seems heaven would, um, you know, it could be karma and reincarnation. You know, heaven is just another life, that's better. It almost seems like it should be, any kind of heaven should be truer, true, bluer, blue than this universe. Um, um, it wouldn't just be fluffy white clouds and just kind of dwelling in, frolicking among the clouds. Um, just seems that heaven, it could, go into other dimensions, all sorts of different heavens and all sorts of different cultural representations of the afterlife. Um, yeah, the way our world goes very slowly, is very good. It's very. I once got into this in the year 2017, that logarithm, that ln, you know, natural logarithm so slowly increases, just so slow. Um, but in this kind of, um, really, really wide universe, um, it's very satisfactory to just kind of slowly increase our understanding and slowly, um, try to, make this world a better place, closer and closer to heaven, closer and closer to the Leibnizian, um, best of all possible worlds. We could definitely make this world so much better if a lot of things were um, done in a better way. Um, and it's a natural logarithm kind of growth. Sometimes it seems so slow. Uh, but it's fine to be slow as long as we keep increasing. And anyway, um, um, yeah, I'll just try to see, with all these songs and karaoke practices, what is it in my soul that tries to kind of progress, be constructive. This soul technology, I think, is going to be the most important kind of technology ever. Um, in our lives, what do we find to be the most memorable moments, or the moments that really strike at our soul, or those moments that we hope to take with us to our afterlives? What are those moments? Um, it just kind of goes back to the soul, and just seeing, movies, TV shows is all kind of emanating this meaning, and this, the uh soul's thirst for meaning, the soul's want of meaning, yearning for meaning. um okay, I will just kind of leave it there. um and one more go around of this karaoke practice. Sorry, I never told you all I wanted to say. Now it's too late to hold you, 'cause you've flown away so far away. All right, I will talk to you all later.